Super Comic Kevin here with another video, and this time I want to talk about some gaming news. If you guys have been sleeping under a rock, it has been a very tumultuous time in the games industry, and I gotta get on here and talk with some of my friends about what's currently going on in the gaming industry right now. So, one, I got my boy Hops and Biscuits. Say what's up to the people,
Hey, what's up, everybody?
and I got my boy Kai at Kai's Bazaar. Say what's up, Kai.
Hey, hey, what's up, y'all? How y'all doing?
And all right, y'all. So let's just dive right into it. So we've had two huge news coming out of the games industry with some of their biggest companies. So starting with PlayStation, Sony shut down Bluepoint Games, the devs behind games such as Demon Souls, Metal Gear Solid, and the Shadow of the Colossus remasters. So they actually have an article by Bloomberg, Levy Winslow. So shout out to them. They got a quote from the studio. PlayStation came out and said roughly 70 staff members have been cut, and they came out with a statement following a recent business review. Bluepoint Games is an incredibly talented team, and their technical expertise has delivered exceptional experiences for the PlayStation community. The spokesperson told Bloomberg, "We thank them for their passion, creativity, and craftsmanship." So, starting off, Hops, how do you feel about this? What are your first thoughts?
My first thoughts are, my heart goes out to all of those 70 employees, who have been cut, who have lost their job from this, and all of their families that they are supporting. My heart goes out to them because it's another just poor decision by PlayStation, to purchase this studio that has shown that they have an expertise of doing remakes, and for PlayStation to purchase them, let them do one remake that is highly acclaimed and sold really well, the Demon Souls remake, and then, allow them just not to really do anything else. Give them a God of War online game that they cut off last year sometime. Some game that, any fan would have told them, we don't want an online God of War game. Anybody could have told them that. And you look at PlayStation's, past characters and past games, so many old games that Bluepoint could have remade, for PlayStation. Instead, PlayStation chose to just let them go by the wayside and then close them. It's a really sad day for me. Shadow of the Colossus is really, if I put together a list of one of my top favorite games, it'll be in there in the top 25. And Demon Souls was incredible as well. So I could keep going on, but yeah, Kevin, it's not good.
And I have to double, and I completely agree with you. So, like you said as well, my heart does go out to the staff members that worked on that studio and worked on those great games. And it's honestly a shame. And this is such a perfect example of what's wrong with PlayStation this generation. We've seen studios that not only have been making quality products, but consistently have delivered, in my opinion, above expectation when it comes to their remasters and their remakes. Bluepoint Games was a studio that Sony picked up that was a slam dunk of an idea. PlayStation has a treasure trove of IP that they have not touched in years. We're talking about people who have been begging people to make another Sly Cooper, another Jack and Dexter, Heavenly Sword. There's so many franchises, Infamous, that we haven't seen, and Bluepoint would have been perfect for that. And it just seems to be another part of Jim Ryan and his plan to try to keep pushing these live service games. And you take studios like the Last of Us team, who were forced to put on a live service multiplayer game that they did not have the manpower or the intention to make, and now their game is canceled. And like you said, Brent, I'm sorry, Hops. I would not even imagine how a live service God of War game would work. So are we all playing Kratos? Are we playing like Spartan soldiers, like Thor and his sons? Like, what's going on with that? And I'm gonna pass it to you, Kai. What do you think?
I think it's so tragic. My heart goes out to those developers. I really feel that like this is just a really hard time for the games industry and the fact that we're losing so many jobs nowadays is just so sad to me. I want to definitely say I agree with Hops with starting with their Shadow of the Colossus remake. That was a game I liked as a kid, but like I never like owned. So finally being able to play through that on the PlayStation 3 back in the day, and seeing that that's still them, and then running through Demon Souls with Hops and Kevin. It's been a very very good time playing their games, and I feel like this is a studio that you really could have trusted with anything. And the fact that you just let them just kind of develop very few games and just go to the wayside is just so disappointing. I feel like they had a lot more to offer.
Yeah, and it just feels like this is just the modern games industry, and this is just the modern PlayStation console. We've heard
And
reports about PS6 coming in a few years, and I don't trust it, especially when they're not even delivering games at this
yeah, and you know what's really confusing to me is they come out and they announce God of War remake trilogy. And why does Sony Santa Monica have to develop that? Why don't you
Yep.
give that to Bluepoint, your studio that you purchased as a remake, specialty studio? Why don't
point.
you give that to them and let Sony Santa Monica work on a new IP? Why
That's
was
just
Naughty
fair.
Dog remaking all these god daggone Last of Us games? Why wasn't Bluepoint doing that and letting Naughty Dog work on what's that?
Anything like
Interstellar. Anything else,
Whatever
right?
they
Like
wanted, Last of Us 2 DLC.
I feel like it's pretty easy, PlayStation, but I don't know, man. It's pretty sad. Like to let, I don't know, Sony Santa Monica to be working on remakes right now, it's kind of ridiculous in my opinion. It is, especially when you had Blue Point. But what can you do?
Mm.
I'm just sitting at home. Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
just want to be
this,
freed from the shackles of live service so badly. It's just really strange how it's the year 2026 and we're still trying to figure out what's going to be the next Fortnite or next game to pop off the level when it comes to monetization.
and I
Yeah.
think that really defines this PS5 generation. It has been a generation of games that are supposed to come out, don't come out, delayed or remade, or in purgatory. I feel like this was a broken promise generation where I feel like both PlayStation and Xbox have lost sight of what these type of games that we want. Another situation of this of Bluepoint reminds me of when Toys for Bob, the studio that made the Tony Hawk Pro Skater remaster, got picked up by Microsoft, and we were thinking, oh great, they're going to fund the next Tony Hawk game immediately. They got sent
Mhm.
to make skins for Call of Duty and for
Dang.
Warzone. Sometimes I just feel like the people up top are just so out of touch on what makes these games great and what makes these people interested in these games.
Mhm.